The storm did not wait long. It announced itself in whispers carried by trembling servants, in messengers who bowed too quickly, in guards whose eyes flickered toward shadows more than toward me. I could smell treachery long before it showed its face. But even so, when the first dagger was raised against us, the betrayal cut deeper than steel. It was during the feast, a night meant to celebrate the harvest, where laughter should have filled the great hall, and the scent of roasted meats drowned out worry. I sat at the head of the table, with you beside me, radiant in silks that caught the light like embers. You leaned close, your smile enough to set the hall aflame with envy. To the world, it was a night of unity. To me, it was a battlefield dressed in gold. And then it came. A chalice spilled, a servant's hand trembling too violently, and a whispering glance shared between two lords who thought themselves clever. Poison. My instincts screamed before my mind could name it. Without hesitation, I struck the cup from your hand, the wine scattering like blood across the table. Gasps rose from every corner, and in the silence that followed, I stood. Who dares, I growled, my voice echoing like thunder, to raise a hand against the heart that rules this kingdom? The hall froze. All eyes fell on us. You sat calm, your fingers still resting against the edge of the table, your gaze steady. You did not tremble, even as daggers of suspicion flew through the air. That strength in you only fed the fire in me. When the guards dragged the servant forward, he wept and begged, speaking of orders given in secret, of a purse of gold pressed into his hand by those too powerful to name. I saw the fear in his eyes. But I saw something else, too. He believed I would show mercy because of you. And he was right. I spared him, not out of pity, but because his life was a thread leading to the tapestry of betrayal. That night, when the hall was emptied and only the flicker of torches lit the silence, I stood before you again. My hands were still trembling, not from fear, but from the rage of almost losing you. You touched my face, your eyes soft, though you knew the fire burning inside me. They will not stop, you whispered. They will try again. I took your hand and pressed it to my lips. Then let them, I said. For every hand they raise against you, I will sever 10. For every shadow that dares creep near you, I will drown it in fire. You are mine, and I will not let this world steal you from me. You leaned into me then, your forehead against my chest, and in that quiet embrace, I realized something. This was no longer a game of crowns or power. This was war. War not for land, but for love. And in such a war, there is no defeat, because I would burn the world before I let it take you. The night after the feast weighed heavy with silence. Yet that silence was not peace, it was the stillness before a storm breaks. Every corridor in the castle seemed alive with whispers, every servant's step echoing louder than it should, every flicker of torchlight casting shadows too long, too sharp. I knew eyes followed us from the dark, measuring, waiting, plotting. But I also knew this. None of them understood what it meant to try to wound what I held dearest. In my chamber, you stood by the window, moonlight wrapping around you as though it knew you belonged only to light. You did not tremble, though danger had brushed so close. That calm, that unyielding strength, made me both proud and afraid only because I knew the depth of what I could lose. I walked to you, every step fueled by the fire of the vow I had already carved in my soul. They are watching us, you said quietly, eyes fixed on the dark horizon beyond the walls, waiting for us to falter. Let them watch, I answered, my voice firm as iron. Let them count every heartbeat, every